It's time to go! Hello everyone, and welcome to another well, it's a lockdown special because I've got gonna have Daniel on the line. He's gonna discuss how he's been getting on with his lockdown because he's one of the people who are very vulnerable in these situations. So I'm just going to get him on the line for us. Good afternoon, and good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Claude.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm good, mate. Just fed up of this lockdown. It's getting a bit monotonous now.
Yeah. I've done this especially because I want to see how you're getting on because I haven't had you on for a while, and I know we've spoken on the phone, but briefly, how is it affecting you, Daniel? Getting about, and I know it can't be very easy for you at the moment. Sorry, I'll get that door shut. It can't be very easy for you at the moment to get about because you have to with distances and everything as well. How do you cope with it, mate? Will you do your bit of shopping, or will you do your walks?
Do you know what? It's a bit frustrating at times, but it's not too bad. I mean, I'm lucky in the sense that I've got pretty good neighbours. You know, I've got really good neighbours in the sense that they'll help me with stuff like being able to walk and stuff. And it's not the walking that's the problem. What the issue is, like, every time I go out for a walk, I always, you know, if I get a little bit disorientated like if I'm out walking the dog and you know, the dog sometimes goes a little bit wrong because listen, they're not perfect dogs. At the end of the day, they are although they're guide dogs, they are normal dogs. So I have to rely on sighted assistance. So like if I miss a crossing or something, you know, normal circumstances, I'll get somebody going, oh, listen, let me give you a hand across the road, and that'll be, you know, fine, no problem. Now, where it becomes a problem at the moment, because of the social distancing rules, I don't want random people touching me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want no virus. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit hard. So at the moment, I'm having to rely on a neighbour who I know and trust, who doesn't go out much. I'm having to rely on a neighbour to give me sighted assistance.
Oh, that's good. As long as they keep you within the distances, the 2 meter distance and things like that, do they? So that's good. That's a good thing to know, because I was getting worried for you because, as I say, I think you're in a vulnerable position with your sight as well, and I was getting worried to see how you were coping with it. But if you've got people there next door, like your next door neighbour, that's brilliant. That's good, and well done to that next door neighbour for assisting you and everything like that. And that's good that you can go out for walks and then do your shopping, I suppose, as well.
Shopping's not too bad though, because I've been lucky with getting delivery slots, and
that's another thing. I suppose, yeah. Do you get the delivery slots okay? All right.
Yeah. So I get. Listen, I don't want to go shopping, Claude. Even when it's normal circumstances, you won't get me going around supermarkets, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's just I'd rather just get my shopping delivered. Do you know what I mean? I used to go to supermarkets, and I used to go around the shop and get my own shopping, and then I just thought, do you know what? I can't be bothered doing with this. I can get better selection online, and I can get you know, have it delivered to my door, and then all I've got to do is just put it away. But yeah, listen, I don't mind in ordinary circumstances. You know, I would. You know, I'm quite independent, so I don't really like a lot of assistance anyway. So, but in this situation, you just got to get help where you can. Do you know what I mean? I guess it's more of a pride thing. Do you know what I mean, Claude? You know, with me, I try and do as much as I can myself. And when I have to ask people for help, I absolutely hate it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's sort of like...
I know, mate. I know. It's not easy. Omar's asking me, Omar is a regular on here. He's asking me, how did you get your haircut done?
Yeah, he's a regular on my channel. How are you, Omar? So I get my yesterday it was getting to the point where my hair was just getting out of control. I was looking like one of these blooming, I don't know, I was just floor mop. Do you know what I mean? And my neighbour said to me, I've got some clippers. Do you want me to cut it for you? Because I've got a lot of friends who do it themselves. A lot of my blind friends do it themselves, and I'm like, listen, there's no way I'm cutting my own hair. I don't, you know what? I don't even let my wife cut my hair. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very fussy with who cuts my hair. But my neighbour was like, I'll cut it, so I let her cut it. And
that's good. That's good. That is good. That's good. So you've got good neighbours there, mate. You've got good neighbours, yeah?
Yeah. They're not too bad, Claude. I mean, like I said, I'm normally... Listen, I don't like anybody touching my hair. Listen, I'll go to a Turkish barber's up the road, who's pretty good, but obviously with all this lockdown and they're shut. So, but yeah, I'm lucky with neighbours. I've had the same neighbours for the last 9 years that I've lived here, and they've been pretty decent.
Yeah, I'll see if there's any more things here to be talking about. 1 minute, big up. Let's have a look if there's anything. Look. Yeah, it is a big death rate at the moment. BBC, a lot of people are dying. It's very, very sad. There's a lot of people I know who are not very well at the moment with it as well.
I'm just going to say this as well. Every death is tragic.
Yeah.
Every death is tragic, Claude. But do you know what's good?
Let's talk about a little bit brighter things like the Arsenal. Well, we could say brighter.
The Arsenal.
Well, anyway, it's in the circumstances it is now. But what I'm trying to say, Aubameyang, the Gabon president has come out with advising Emenikes Aubameyang to leave Arsenal to up his ambitions. What do you feel about his comments, Daniel?
Listen, I don't pay no attention to things like that. Remember when Van Persie left the club? The Dutch FA said it, come out and said exactly the same thing. Said it to Van Persie. You need to leave the club if you want ambition. And do you know what it is, Claude? There's a reoccurring theme with our best players leaving the club. Not that the fact that they are leaving the club. And okay, we don't know with Aubameyang whether he's going to leave. Listen, I'll put money on it that he's probably going to leave. But there's a reoccurring theme. What's the one reoccurring theme as to why players are leaving the club? It's not because they want more money. It's lack of ambition from the club. And that, to me, is more of a worry than our top players leaving the club. Because it's 9 years now. We've had every player that's left the club. What's the same thing? What is the one thing that they have said? Oh, I want, apart from Alexis Sanchez, take Alexis Sanchez out the equation because he went for money. But everybody else, what's the one thing first thing they say when they leave Arsenal? Oh, I wanted to win trophies. I wanted to compete for the top honours. And that every player that's left us has said the same thing. And still, our club is not learning from past experiences.
Yeah, it's very true, Daniel. Very true. Sorry, I'm just having a drink because I'm needing
right.
I hope I don't. Someone said, "Do you think I'll get coronavirus?" I said, Someone's asked me there. I said, I hope not. But
listen, I'll tell you, this coronavirus is nasty. This coronavirus. I had a good friend of mine who's also totally blind, and he had the virus. And listen, he was struggling to breathe, and he put up a video, and it was struggling. He was struggling to breathe, and he was struggling for breath, and it's horrible, man. It's horrible. You need to listen. Everybody needs to stay safe and keep well, and as much as everybody's getting bored in their houses, we have to remember that there are a lot worse people off than us. And
how is he now? How is your friend?
He's all right, Claude. He's on the mend now. He's come home. He's been on TV recently as well. He's on the show. I don't know whether you've seen it. He's on a show called Pilgrimage. It's on BBC iPlayer. It's on BBC iPlayer, and he went from Serbia to Istanbul as part of a documentary or something.
I think I've seen that. Was that one? Is it the blind guy that's going all around?
Yes, the blind guy. His name's Omar Latif, and he's been on the. He goes around with.
Did he go in some sort of temple as well? Did he go in a temple or something? I think I've seen that.
Yes, he went into a temple.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Oh, he's a friend of yours.
Yeah. He's a friend of mine. And he runs a travel company for the blind. He's a director of a travel company, and he basically set up so I went to Australia. I went with his travel company. I went with his travel company, and he's doing pretty well for himself, actually, to be fair. But yeah, he had coronavirus, and it just goes to show, as if we didn't already know it anyway, it just goes to show that nobody is immune from this thing. Celebrities, disabled people. Listen, this is targeting everybody. The one thing I will say is we are getting deaths every day, but today the deaths are dropping. Listen, don't get me wrong, and I don't want people to take it the wrong way. Any death is bad. But I've seen today that we only had another 600 deaths. Yesterday it was 900. So the deaths are dropping gradually, slowly but surely. They are dropping. And listen, don't get me wrong. Every death is tragic, but we're heading in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction to try and curb this horrible virus.
Thomas King has just come on here. Says, all right, Claude and Daniel, hope you're keeping well. He's a Birmingham City fan. So we've got Birmingham City fans wishing you well, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
That's very nice, Thomas. There's a super chat from Chadwick Moffat. How are you, Chadwick? Yes, we answered that earlier, Chadwick. Chadwick's asking you how you cut your hair. It was tell him.
So for anybody who's joining late, my neighbour kindly decided to cut my hair. She decided to. Listen, my hair was getting out of control. Like literally, it was proper out of control, and I hate it when my hair gets long. It's horrible. And she said, "Oh, I've got some clippers. I'll cut it for you." So yeah, she kindly cut my hair for me, which is a rarity because, like I said earlier, I am quite fussy with who cuts my hair, because I like it to be perfect.
Thank you for that, Chadwick. Thank you for the donation, mate. I got hold on. I did have what's his name here a minute ago. I don't know, where's he gone? Fellow Banster Diesel was on there. I just see it. I don't know where he's gone now. Where is he? Anyway, Diesel was on here. I can't find his message, but he did. He said lovely. He said he's very sharp. Your haircut, very good, nice and sharp. Daniel, that's our fellow Banster Diesel wishing you well, mate.
Diesel. I know he comes on my channel occasionally as well and watches streams. I do a stream every day at 3:30. So he was on it the other day. He come and watched it, tuned in the other day. So nice to see people.
Squadron Maldini. Oh, that's a combination, isn't it? That is a combination. Squadron Maldini. Stay safe, lads. Thank you very much. Thank you for your donation as well.
Cheers.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Some nice people about today. Oh, and Diesel's responded, big up Daniel, and he says, oh, and then he's talking to, big up Daniel, and he's also saying, all good, thanks, Omar, just playing Football Manager. All right.
Yeah.
He's having a conversation with Omar. Sorry about that. I'm disturbing other people's conversations here now. But it's nice to hear. Thank you for as well, Diesel. Good lad, my mate. He's a good lad. I love Diesel. He's
Diesel.
Like a brother to me. He's like a brother I've just found, and
he's a good guy. Decent top bloke.
And I'm going to give you a wave, Diesel. There we go. Look, hey, give us a wave. Yes. Give him a wave, Daniel. Give him a wave. Go on.
Yeah. Hello, Diesel.
Let's have a look. This is as we go along. Thomas King, Claude, have you been in touch with Ty? Yes, I phoned him up yesterday. He's okay. He's okay. He wants to stay out of it. He said he doesn't want to do much social media at the moment. Or he said, well, people are dying. I can understand that. Some people will take it in a different way, and
I'm not getting it for you. You've got to work it out. It's in here.
Other than that,
you've got to work it out.
who's that? Who is that, Daniel? Someone's talking.
Oh, that's my wife. She's playing with the dog in the background.
Oh,
yeah. Anyone can hear it. Anybody?
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's just playing with the dog in the background.
Oh, lovely. Wish you well for me as well.
Yeah, I will, Claude. He's got a new toy. He's got a new toy, so he's got to get all the treats out, and he's just trying to figure it all out. So,
Chadwick, another super chat. He says, "What did you guys have for dinner on Easter Sunday?" I had a little. At the moment, Chadwick, I'm on what you call it? These things you get out. What do you call them? Microwavable meals at the moment. So I just had a bit of lamb and roast potatoes and things like that. So it's nice. It was nice. I don't know what you Daniel had.
I had so yesterday I had pork chops. Yesterday I was just a little bit of a, I just wasn't overly that hungry, but I just had pork chops, and then I had half an Easter egg. Listen, I brought this massive giant Easter egg, which was it cost me about a tenner, but it was absolutely massive. And when it come, the wife said, "Have you seen the size of your Easter egg? It's massive." And it was, so I literally sat there yesterday and had half of it. Plus, I had 2 cream eggs as well. So.
Connor, a big Arsenal fan, Connor McCarthy. Dan is a source of motivation in this time of darkness. Well done. Yeah, that's a nice thing to say. That's very nice. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much, Connor.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so
how many we got in the chat, Claude? How many we got?
Channel, yeah, there's a few. There's about nearly 50 in the chat. So
oh wow, it's nice in the chat.
50 watching and some in the chat. I don't know exactly, but Football Channel says HD says hello to Daniel. Hello, Dan.
Hello,
Channel. Keith Real said Ty probably has an Arsenal mask and Arsenal PPE. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So yeah. No. Forget Bamian. What about the latest on the Unai Emery. Apparently,
Oh, I saw that.
It's all his girlfriend's fault. Apparently, if he wanted to make love messages in bed, he had to Google and translate or something like that. And which
what a load. Do you know what, Claude?
all goes well with our team talks, doesn't it? If you had to use Google Translate for our team talks, it didn't seem to work. Things like that, and she's openly come down and said he blamed her for our demise. Daniel, what's your thoughts?
Look, I don't buy that story. I think I think it's just a case of, is it true? Is it, it's just a case of someone's looking for, listen, we're all bored right now, so any story is going to be entertaining. And I think Emery, since he's left the club, he's blamed everybody else but himself. He's blamed as much as. Is it really his girlfriend's fault? Listen,
so our demise could be down to his girlfriend. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I hope that's not the case. But that's what he's saying.
I don't think it is. I think he look at Emery. As soon as he left, he started blaming the players. Now, I think that's more plausible than his girlfriend messing it up. Do you know what I mean? I think that blaming the players is more plausible because, listen, half the players down tools under Emery. There's no denying that. Yes, he didn't help himself by playing players out of position, but I don't think his girlfriend had anything to do. I think they just had a bad relationship. She's obviously throwing stuff at him. He's throwing stuff at her. And listen, if you can't speak the lingo and you can't have a chat to people, how are you going to have a successful relationship if you can't communicate?
Yeah, true. Squadron Mandini coming at super chat there. Stay safe, lads. Yeah, we're trying to.
Thanks very much. Yeah,
thank you very much, Squadron. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much for that. And hold on. And big up Daniel, says Diesel. Big up Daniel, he says. Diesel says, big up Daniel.
How's it going, Diesel?
Yeah, he's all right, old Diesel. He's a good man.
Yeah.
So it was. It looked like he was watching it. He had a lot. Instead of getting down to what you do when you go to bed, he seemed to have more time to watch Match of the Day. But anyway. Anyway,
it's one way of ending a relationship.
That's the great Unai Emery, and
it's one way of ending a relationship, innit? Just watching.
Good luck to the next club that has him. Good luck to the next club that has him on their books. I wish.
Where do you reckon he'll go, Claude? Where do you reckon he'll go?
I think Tottenham would be a good destination for him, wouldn't it?
Hey, listen, they got Mourinho, haven't they? They ain't going nowhere.
Well, we'll see.
What do you think of that, Claude?
Actually,
social distance.
Funny enough, Daniel, I was thinking to myself, I said, if the season's void does get voided, it would certainly one of the two teams that would benefit from this voiding would be Spurs, wouldn't it? I mean, the way they would go.
We'd benefit as well, Claude. Let's not forget that. We would benefit.
Yeah, we would, but no, because I thought we was on a little bit of a run there. We looked like we was on a bit of a run there. I don't know whether we would have benefited.
I think we would have benefited. I think we would benefit because
season. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because listen, we go back.
I feel sorry for Sheffield United. I feel sorry for Sheffield United, and I feel sorry because they were doing really well, and Liverpool, of course, deserve to finish the season off as well. But I mean, and of course, the teams that are on the verge of promotion, I mean, they're going to be hurt as well. There's going to be a lot of characters. There's going to be a lot of teams going to be hurt if it does get voided. I don't know what's going to happen at this present moment. We don't even look like we're going to get it back before June or July, do we? So
no.
And even then, that's good.
what happens as well with pre-season and the next season? That's what I want to know, because they've still got to get in the next season, haven't they? They've still got to. I reckon that what they'll do, and if it's not void, they'll probably have the whole of June to maybe have a little bit of a pre-season in June, and then just start finishing off the 10 games in July, and then just carry on right round to the beginning of May. That's what I think they ought to do. But listen, I personally think that the longer it goes on, the only option that they are going to be left with is to avoid it, because I think they've got to keep normal schedule. They've got to keep it as normal to the schedule, as regular schedule as possible, especially with the Euros next year and then the World Cup the following year. They've got to keep it as close to normality as possible. And listen, nobody knows, because it all depends on how far this lockdown is going down. I mean, I've seen a report today that they're talking about the government are disagreeing on whether to make the lockdown 6 weeks or make it 3 weeks. So I think that they're talking about the cabinet being split on someone to end the lockdown in 3 weeks and someone to end it in 6 weeks. So could you imagine another 6 weeks of this?
Alex Wilden says, "Afternoon, Claude and Daniel." Thank you, Alex. And he also says, "How you doing, mate? How things treating you? How treating Daniel as well? How he's asking how they're treating you, Daniel." Is Alex?
Yeah, things are treating me good. I'm doing all right. Just making the best of it, like any of us. It's just. I will say that though, I've not been able to see. I said this on my channel the other day. I said not being able to stream. I'm watching a lot of streams where people are playing endless amounts of FIFA, and it does make me a bit jealous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that's So that's Unai Emery blaming the miss. There's also I want to put a couple of these players to you that we've been linked with, Daniel. Like
go for it,
Philip Coutinho. Would you take him? Yes or no?
Take him all day long, Claude. All day long, simply because he's going to be better than what we got at the moment. He would be better
replacement for Ozil, I suppose, isn't it?
Claude, even you and me could replace Ozil and do a better job. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
it's not hard.
Daniel, if you watch the Football Terrace, Bav was on. I don't know if you watched the Football Terrace. Do you?
Yeah. I watch a little bit of it. Yeah.
And Bav was on. Do you know Bav from AFTV?
Yeah.
He was on, and he said that he is the most creative player in the Premier League in the last 10 years.
Well, I think Babs has got the most. I think with that statement, I think Babs has got the most creative imagination in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? With that statement, listen.
He also said that it's not his fault that although he's created the chances, that players have not finished them. And he's stating that really what he's stating is the players that he has around him doesn't help. But I mean, that's a debate to be had. But then
what has he created? What has he created? He hasn't created anything. Claude, I remember the last 2 games before football got suspended. I remember clearly Ozil had 2 or 3 chances to score a goal, literally gilt-edged chances, and he missed all of them. A world-class number 10 would put those away. Do you know what I mean? A world-class number 10 would put them away, and he missed all of them. And he's got good players around him. He's got Aubameyang. He's got Lacazette. I don't understand why people think everyone makes excuses for Ozil. Do you know what I mean? Everybody makes excuses for Ozil. But listen, the quicker we cut ties with him, the quicker we can move on, because it is Claude. Somebody, I can't remember who I was having this conversation with the other day, but it is like playing with 10 men with Ozil, because you don't get, it is like playing with 10 men, because he doesn't give you that creativity that other teams get with other players.
Yeah.
And I don't get the hype, Claude. I don't get it. It pisses me off, because there are better players out there. We're going to lose out on so many good players because of Ozil. And you have to look at it. If Aubameyang does go, it's going to be partly responsible because of Ozil, because he's got that big contract. And all while he's got that big contract, we're going to have problems trying to keep other players, because they're going to look at his situation and they're going to go, you know what? You're on 350 grand a week. Well, I'm miles better than you, and I want, if not the same, if not more. And then you get people like his agent, Claude, coming out and going, oh, well, I'm Ozil, you shouldn't take a pay cut. Do you know what I mean? You should, you should maybe defer it, and maybe defer it, but you want every penny. I don't want you to take a pay cut. Guy's on 350 grand a week. He can afford to take a pay cut. He's I don't know.
Yeah,
you can see where he gets his sense of entitlement from, can't you? When he's got his agent coming out saying stuff like that.
Keith Beale says 350k a week, nurse £8 an hour. The world is a joke.
Exactly, Claude.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, mate. I couldn't agree more. But that's unfortunately the way this world works. But then again, Keith, what I will say is that 150 odd grand a week of that is going to the taxpayer, which does help the health service. But yes, I do agree with what you're saying.
My thing is, though, Claude, with that, right, is that people are up in arms going, oh, footballers are getting a hard time. And you have to look at certain situations. They've not helped themselves, footballers. Yes, there are a lot of footballers out there that are doing good, giving to charity and doing all this. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's where Dominic, sorry to interrupt you, Dom. That's where Dominic has come in and said Ozil does do a lot of work for charity work, which is fair enough.
But what I'm saying to you, Claude, and I agree with you, Dominic, too, that he does do a lot of work for charity. But the issue being is that you've got other footballers like Jack Grealish and Kyle Walker who are absolutely flouting the rules, just not taking the rules seriously. And these guys, however big a club you're playing for, whether it's Aston Villa or Man City or even Arsenal, you're still a role model. As a footballer, you have to have some level of, you have to be a bit sensible with what you do, because you are a role model. Yes, you're a human being. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. But in the eyes of the public opinion, you are a role model. And when you're doing things like that, flouting the rules, the social distancing rules that are being put in place, that's where a lot of the flack is going to come for footballers. And yes, they're getting paid a lot of money, because they're getting paid a hell of a lot of money. But in regards to what they do, they kick a football around. But yet the NHS, the nurses and the doctors who put their lives on the line day in, day out, without the proper equipment, and, let's make no mistake about it, they're not getting the proper equipment. And yet they get less money, not even a tenth of what footballers get, but yet they, and it's just, I can see why footballers get such a hard time.
Yeah, I get your what you're saying, Daniel. I do get what you're saying. I don't know. Another player linked is Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid. I thought he had I don't know much about him, but he did play. I thought he had an excellent game against Liverpool. So that's all I've seen him play. But a very, very highly rated player. Is he? Would you take him, Daniel?
I would take him, Claude, because he's better than what we got, and he's defensively sound. Listen, Lucas Torreira looks like he's going to be off, isn't it? You know, like he's looking like he's going to be off. I think as soon as another club comes in for Torreira, and you know, I've seen speculation that AC Milan are reportedly in talks for Torreira. But listen, when another club comes in, he's going to be off, isn't he? He's already come out and said that he wants to go to Barcelona. He's also come out and said that he doesn't like it in England. It's you know, he doesn't like the weather. He doesn't like the the pace of London. I think it's just a case of when another club comes along, he's going to be off. He's going to be you know, he's been a great for us. It's just a shame that Emery played him in that forward position, which is not his position. Or as we would have got more out of him. But yeah, I think if he goes, then we definitely need a replacement. And I think Thomas Partey could be that replacement. But listen, it just depends, isn't it? Can we get him? Are Atletico going to let him go? Because they've got Champions League football and we haven't at the moment. Now, could we get Champions League football is another story. But we've got, you know, we have to accept that at the moment we're not in a position to attract these big players. As much as we want to be and as much as we want to move our club forward, we're not in a position right now. So I think as Arsenal fans, we do have to accept that, yes, we're being linked to these big players, but these big players have got other options on the table that are more appealing than coming to Arsenal.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest big things we do need to do is get protection from our midfield for our defenders as well. I do feel that a lot will depend on the finances of the football club at the end in the summer where we are. We could end up having to rely a lot on our youth system next season. If things are going, I'm even hearing that there was Arsenal players refusing to. There was a report this morning on one of the newspapers that they're refusing to take a pay cut.
Take a pay cut. Well, I read a report yesterday, Claude, that the hierarchy come out and said, if you don't get Champions League football, you're going to have to take a pay cut. Now, as harsh as it sounds, I actually think that the only way we're getting Champions League football is if they void the season and things go our way in terms of decisions like going back to the standings for last season. Because even if we play the remaining 10 games or 11 games, we ain't getting Champions League football, Club. We're in 9th position. We're okay, yes, you could argue that it's really close and that we've got a game in hand, 2 games in hand with the Man City game and the Southampton game. But are we realistically going to get anything out of Man City, that game? Say the games are played. Are we realistically going to get anything out? The only thing I will say as well on this is that if we do play Man City, at least we won't be playing them after a defeat. You know, like when we were scheduled to play them and they just lost to Man United. At least we won't. At least now with all this up in the air, you know, that's the worst time to play Man City is after a defeat because they're going to come out a lot stronger.
Yeah, fair enough.
But who knows? Who knows, Claude? It's just we just have to wait and see, don't we? Listen, I just think it's. I don't even think the Premier League or the FA know what they're going to do at the moment, and it all depends on what the government do with the wider aspect of the lockdown.
True. Well, I think we've covered most things. today. I mean, it's good to see you're nice and you look well and healthy at the moment. It's great to see you're healthy, Daniel, and we'll keep in touch. Please plug your channel, please, mate.
Yeah. So everybody, I'd really appreciate it if you could give my channel some support. It's a new channel, and it's called The Blind Gooner. So please go and check that out. I don't know whether Claude, you can pop the link down there.
Come on, guys. Yeah, give this guy a follow his channel.
Yeah,
subscribe
please.
to the channel. It'd be lovely if you can get some. Let's get this guy at least up. Where are you at the moment, Daniel? On subscribers.
So I'm at 278 subscribers.
Which is good, mate. You've not been there long.
I've not been going long. No, I've not been going long. So anybody who could give my channel a subscribe.
Let's at least get it up to 500. Yeah, let's get it up to 500 for the moment. And
500 would be nice, man. If I could get it up to
500. Follow the Blind Gooner. Yeah, the Blind Gooner.
Yeah.
Follow the Blind Gooner. Daniel's very good. He always gives good content.
Yeah. And I am working on getting some guests on as well. But as you know, it's hard. But I do a daily stream. I do a daily stream at 3:30, so that will be a daily thing. And for those of you that do follow my channel, who are regulars to the channel, I had to sort of give myself a day off yesterday with the stream and that, but it's back as normal from today, obviously. But yeah, please do. I'd really appreciate it, guys, if you could support the channel and give me a subscribe and get me boost my channel up, and I'd really appreciate that. You know, I like I said, I'm not doing it for the the plaudits. I'm just genuine guy who's just putting out genuine content. You know, it's not there's no no hidden agendas or anything. But yeah, come and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, Daniel, for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on at late notice, but thank you. I wanted to see how you was.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on anytime, Claude. Anytime you want me on, just
always a pleasure to have you on, mate. And we'll certainly speak again very, very soon. For everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Thank you for all contributing in the chat. All the regulars in there. Arsenal Vlogs has just come up as well. Big up,
yeah. Omar, thank you. Arsenal Vlogs, thank you.
Carol, another one who's
Carol,
just come up. Yeah. She's just come up. Carol Schilmar saying, "Oslo has to pay tax in the UK. He may even be liable for tax in Germany." Well,
yeah.
That's another subject. But anyway, Carol, thank you very much. Listen, take care, Daniel. Take care, everyone.
Can I just quickly say as well, Claude, for anybody who's in the chat who is subscribed to my channel, give me a few minutes and my stream will be up as regular at 3:30. So give me, obviously, because I'm on Claude's chat. So anybody.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Please tune into Daniel's show. And
the show will be up there in a couple of minutes, so you can all go and wait and chat in the chat.
Anyway, Daniel, thanks for joining me, and
cheers, Claude.
Good luck with your channel, mate, and hopefully it's onwards and upwards.
Yeah, thank you, definitely. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Okay, and to everyone, take care. Speak to you very soon. Things are coming on Claude and Bansers very soon as well. So keep tuned in. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Let's just get